Hey everyone, how's it going? Cloud here, and welcome to my guide on the Monkey Madness quest. Now, for this quest you're going to need the following requirements. So, first off, this quest is a very long quest and can be quite challenging if you're sort of not the best with quests and quite new to RuneScape and that. So even though the requirements for this quest are quite low, there will be a lot of sort of tactics and that you have to do throughout it. So pay close attention to what I do during this guide, and obviously just make sure you've got means to escape during this quest, which I'll speak about in a moment. So for quest requirements, you must complete the Grand Tree quest and the Tree Gnome Village quest. And for skills, now none of these are actually required to complete the quest, however I would highly recommend having these before doing it, just for your own safety. So level 43 plus prayer is highly recommended, so you can use protect from magic, melee and range, and also a decent combat level in order to defeat a level 100 jungle demon. Mostly range will be your best tactic with this, again, which will make sense a bit further on in the guide. But that's it for requirements. Now onto the items. So you will need these 3 items in order to actually complete the quest. A gold bar, a ball of wool, and monkey bones or a monkey corpse from Karamja. Now a lot of people I know in the past have bought them from Grand Exchange and then it's turned out not to be the right one. So your best bet is to physically go to Karamja, kill a Karamja monkey, and then take the monkey bones or monkey corpse, as if it isn't a Karamja monkey it won't work during the quest. So make sure you do physically go get one from there. Now these following items are what I recommend, however they aren't actually required to complete the quest, but without them I find it very difficult for you to do it easily. So this is what you need. So you need method to cure poison, which will either be using some anti-poison, I recommend use anti-poison plus as it lasts a little while, a prayer book which can heal poison, the lunar spell cure me which requires level 71 magic, an anti-poison totem from dungeoneering, or the poison purge aura. You're most likely going to be using the anti-poison potions, so I would just go for the plus ones just to lessen the effects. To keep your prayer up, you're going to need prayer related items, so Falador's Shield 3 or 4 will fully restore your prayer during the quest. If not, prayer potions will be your best bet, or you can use prayer flasks, enough that's going to sort of last you. Again, you can see what my character is using during this quest as an example. For energy recovery, I would recommend buying some super energy potions, only because there will be a point where you need to keep running, and if you have to stop to rest or if you have to start walking, it will increase the amount of damage you'll be taking, so it is best to be able to keep running at all times. So a few super energy potions from the Grand Exchange will help there. I also recommend having a fully charged ring of dueling, as it will make it easier for transporting throughout the quest. A one-click teleport item will definitely be handy, like an ecto vial which I've got in my inventory. This will help you from dying during the quest, and if you die on Ape Atoll it's very hard to get back quickly, so you may risk losing your items. So definitely have a one-click teleport item with you, and obviously lots of food to keep you going, and obviously relevant armour as well to help you survive during the quest. When you have to fight the level 100 jungle demon, there will be a point where you get to go to the bank and prepare, so don't necessarily worry about bringing your ranged armour and weapons with you just yet. I would stick to having melee armour for the time being, just to increase your defence. One last recommendation, however I will hopefully not make you guys need to do this following my guides. There will be a point where you need to solve a puzzle in order to use the gnome gliders, and it's a puzzle box. Now I'll show you the easiest way of completing them, however if you really find difficulty with them, you have to have 200k coins paid in order for someone else to do the puzzle for you, but you really don't want to be missing out on 200k, so hopefully my little walkthrough of that section will help you out. So that is it for the requirements and items. Now onto the quest starting point. So we're currently at the Tree Gnome Stronghold just beside the Spirit Tree, and you can access the Spirit Trees after you complete the Grand Tree and Tree Gnome Village, and the quickest way to get here is either by using the Ring of Dueling to go to mobilising armies, and then you can use the tree there, or you can also go to the Grand Exchange and use the Spirit Tree in the northeast corner to get to this part as well. And then from here we need to head north into the tree gnome stronghold, or the Grand Tree even, and you need to speak to King Narno to start the quest. So after talking to King Narno, he will tell you to investigate Glow's old shipyard and gives you a gnome royal seal. If you don't have enough inventory space, it will drop it on the floor, so make sure you eat a bit of food or drop an item you don't necessarily need to be able to take that with you. Once you have that in your inventory, you want to ascend right to the top of the Grand Tree, so you can then take a gnome glider to Karamja, which is called Gandius on the pilot's map. So do that and I'll speak to you once you arrive there. So you arrive in Karamja, and then if you want to keep heading north following the coast, you'll eventually come up to the entrance of the shipyard, which you should hopefully remember from the Grand Tree quest. As you go to enter the shipyard, you'll have to show your gnome seal in order to be granted entry, and then you want to head into the building to the south and speak to GLO Karanok, who is the gnome located in the building. So after speaking to him, you'll get some information from him, but he's also acting very suspiciously, so you need to go report this back to the king. So if you return to the glider that you got off to the south and return to the Grand Tree. Once you're back at the Grand Tree, go right down to the ground floor and you want to speak to the king again. So after speaking to the king, he will order you to go speak to Darrow, who is the new head tree guardian, and he can be found on the first floor of the Grand Tree near Blurberry's bar, which is on the eastern side of the tree. So if you just ascend the ladder once and then start heading east to the bar icon on the minimap, you should see Darrow walking around. So when you start speaking to him, it will come up with all different things you want to speak to him about, and you must make sure you ask him all the questions about the mission, the 10th squad and Karanok in order before finally selecting the leave option. He will blindfold you so you don't know the entrance to the underground hangar, and you'll then open up inside there. So once you're inside the hangar, talk to Darrow and he'll tell you that you need to reactivate the gliders by solving a puzzle that basically will power them up. You can begin the puzzle by clicking on the panel to the southeast. If you can't really see it, the panel is also right in front of the southern long pipe to the right of the complete glider, so you should hopefully then see it. So the puzzle boxes aren't really that hard to solve. Basically you need to make the picture look how it's supposed to by moving all the tiles around. Now the easiest method to complete these without failing, obviously you have to use my screen as a reference to know you're doing the correct picture, but first what you want to do is make sure the very top line is correct. So obviously move all the relevant pieces around until you get the first top line correct. Once you got that the same as the one on my screen, you then want to work on the second line, so the one just below that, and again just readjust the pieces until all of them are looking exactly the same as my ones. Once you've done the second line, you then want to go to the third line or the middle line, whatever you want to refer it to, and solve that part of it, again removing the tiles and that. Obviously as the space gets lower and lower you have less room to move the tiles around, but you should be able to easily do it. Again, hopefully you can sort of see on my screen what I'm kind of doing if you're not sure how to get the pieces in the correct order, because there is a certain knack to it, but after some switching around hopefully you should get it the same as the middle line. So once you've done that, you should have 3 completed lines, and that should just leave you the bottom 2. Now what you want to do to get it correct is first you want to do the very sort of bottom left corner like a square, so those 4 tiles, so you need to make sure those are correct. Once you've done that, that then leaves you 6 tiles to finish off getting in the right place and that, and once you've done that the puzzle should then all be complete. So like I said, it will take you a little bit of time, especially if you're not used to using the puzzle boxes. However, if you keep just watching how I did it, that will soon explain it to you, and again you've then got the picture on my puzzle box as a reference. It will probably take you a little while if you have a bit of frustration with it, but I would really not resort to paying the 200k coins to get it solved unless you really do struggle with it. But hopefully if you watch the method that I did, that should allow you to complete it quite easily and saves you spending out 200k. So once you've completed the puzzle, you're now ready to go to Ape Atoll. First you want to talk to Dairo, and then you want to talk to Wadar. Wadar will remind you to stock up on food and anti-poison, and then will then fly you to Crash Island. Once you arrive on Crash Island, you want to ask Lumbo to sail to Ape Atoll, which he'll refuse. So if you talk to Wadar, he will then convince Lumdo to take you, and then if you talk to Lumdo again, you'll be sailed to Ape Atoll. So, you will now have arrived at Ape Atoll. Now, if you're quite a low combat level, there's a lot of enemies around which will be aggressive to you and can poison you quite quickly. So that's why I recommend is bringing the anti-poison plus with you, as that will then give you poison immunity for quite some time. So what we want to do first is start sort of following the mountainside along to the north and keep going in this direction. Now after a little bit of travelling, you'll want to activate your Protect from Missiles prayer, which you will see me doing on the screen. So just look at when about I turn it on. The reason you need to do this is you'll start taking a lot of damage from multiple volleys of arrows. Now you will get knocked out, so you won't die from the arrows if you don't have the prayer activated. However, it is strongly recommended to do so. So once you've been knocked out by the amount of arrows, you'll awake in a cell guarded by 2 gorillas. If you go up to the jail bars when the gorillas are patrolling, they will punch you, dealing up to 20% life points damage, so make sure you're not moving near the bars when they're nearby. What you need to do is when the gorilla guard who is near you goes to walk away, you then want to quickly unlock the gate, and then if you follow where the gorilla is going, you should be able to then run past before he swaps places with the other gorilla. So basically they sort of alternate patrols. They will spend a little while near your cell door, so you need to wait until they're actually walking away before you can safely unlock the gate, and hopefully it shouldn't take you too long. If you feel it's getting risky and that the other guard is coming up to you before you've unlocked the gate, make sure you move back away from it and then just try again when the other one starts walking away. The other thing I will warn you is they do walk quite slowly, so be careful not to run in front of them as you're escaping, otherwise you'll get knocked back out again. Basically you just want to run past them as they're about to swap places, and then if you run outside round to the sort of back of the building, you'll then be hidden amongst the tall grass where you'll be safe for a few minutes. So once you're in the tall grass, you want to find a gnome called Karam, who is the ninja assassin of the 10th squad. He's quite hard to see because he's basically invisible, but you should be able to see his shadow patrol around the tall grass area. Speaking to him, he's not very informative, but he lets you know that he's ready to help you. So we need to find Sergeant Garkor, the 10th squad leader. To reach him, you need to travel south against the western wall of the temple while staying in the grass. The archer monkeys will not fire at you if you're hiding in the grass. However, there is an open stretch of ground when you run over, so you will start getting attacked. So if you need to, switch Protect from Missiles on, but you shouldn't be getting attacked from them too much to take too much damage from them. Travel east along the southern wall of the temple, and King Awowogei's throne room is south of the temple, and you want to go south along its eastern wall to avoid being detected, and you should then see Garkor and you want to speak to him. So speaking to him, Garkor will tell you to find Zooknok, the 10th squad mage, to have the player turned into a monkey. Now you want to head to the building with the open U shape. It is east of the general store and west of the mini summoning obelisk. To enter, it is recommended that you use the southern door from Garkor, run diagonally southwest from the north face of the throne room. Make sure you do not run into the Elder Guard, as he will send you back to the prison and you have to obviously repeat that steps. So once you've reached the building following the route that I've shown you on screen, open the door and go inside. When inside this house, you must stay on the dark brown ground around the perimeter of the room or you'll be sent back to jail. So basically, don't step too far away from the walls. So what you need to do is head east and then north, staying in the shadows, and search the stacked crates to find monkey dentures. You need to make sure you take one of those. Once you have the monkey dentures, you then need to search the southeasternmost crate and crawl down into the basement. You may fall and take some life points damage, so obviously heal if necessary. Search the crates in the northwest part of this basement and you'll find that one is full of monkey amulet molds, and you'll want to take one of those. So once you have the monkey dentures and the monkey amulet mold, you then want to use your ring of dueling to teleport to mobilizing armies. Once you arrive there, go into the bank just so you fully heal yourself and restock up on supplies if necessary. Just make sure you've got the actual required items with you still, and then once you've done that, you can head to the spirit tree just outside of mobilizing armies to go back to the gnome stronghold. And then from there, if you go back to the grand tree and go up a floor and go to the bar again, you can then speak to Dairo, who will take you back to the flight chamber. Then you can speak to Wadar, who will take you back to Crash Island, and then you can speak to the other gnome to then return you to Ape Atoll. So that is how you return to Ape Atoll each time after sort of restocking up on supplies and healing yourself. So once you're back on Ape Atoll, start heading west from the boat, and then you should eventually come up to a dungeon entrance. Enter the dungeon, and once you're in there, you'll then have like this sort of huge map to get across. Now basically it's like a winding tunnel, so there's no shortcuts or anything, and as you're traveling you'll take damage from fallen rocks and other enemies. So what you need to do is make sure you've got auto retaliate turned off, because that will only distract you, and also have protect from melee on at all times, and this will then reduce the damage you're taking from other enemies. And basically what you need to keep doing is running around all of the tunnel. Obviously if you've got energy potions with you, which I hope you have, you can keep using them to restore your run, so you're constantly running. And obviously if your prayer starts getting low, you can use a prayer potion to restore your health. Obviously heal where necessary. You shouldn't take that much damage, or you're going to get to really low health, but obviously just don't take any risks. I find if you keep clicking on the mini map in the direction you need to be heading, your player will then get quite far ahead, so you don't have to worry about clicking too much on the actual interface itself. Another thing you can do, which does come in handy, if you have the surge magic ability, if you've got like a big stretch of open area, you can use surge to get really far ahead quite quickly, and that should then reduce the amount of time it takes you to get to the end of the tunnel. But basically you just need to keep following it all the way around. Obviously keep using super energy potions to keep your run up, and keep using prayer potions to restore your prayer if it gets too low. Eventually you should reach the end of the tunnel, where you will find Zunok along with some of his other gnomes. Speak to him, and after a long conversation you'll then be able to use the items on him in order for him to make you the relevant items to create a monkey amulet speak. So what you need to do after you finish speaking to him, use the gold bar, the monkey dentures and the monkey amulet mold on him, and he will give you an enchanted bar and also returns the monkey amulet mold. So now we need to get back to the part of Ape Atoll where the jail was. So what we need to do, instead of going all the way around the tunnel again to get out, once again use your ring of dueling to return to mobilizing armies, to heal yourself and restock up on supplies, and then return to Ape Atoll like I mentioned before, by using the spirit tree to get back to the gnome stronghold. Go into the grand tree and going up a floor and speak to Dairo. Then once you're in the flight chamber, speak to Wadar to go to Crash Island, and then once on Crash Island, speak to the other gnome to return you to Ape Atoll. So once you're back on Ape Atoll, you want to start heading north where the monkey archers were, and again as you get near the main gates, use protect from missiles to reduce the amount of damage, and you'll be knocked out again and be returned to the jail cell. And then using the same routine as last time, you need to escape the jail cell and get back to the tall grassy area. So again, just make sure the monkey guards aren't close to the jail cell door as you're attempting to picklock it to get out, and then obviously once they've got their backs turned and they're about to switch round, then you can run past them to get in the tall grass area. So what we need to do this time is travel east towards the temple. The door is along the western wall. Once you approach the temple, use protect from melee and enter, and there'll be a load of 8 guards that are in the way. So we need to get to the trapdoor along the eastern wall of the temple, where you will find that 8 guards do block your way. However, they are quite aggressive, so will follow you. So what you can do is kind of lead them away from the trapdoor a bit, and then once they're out of the way, keep clicking it and your player should force themselves round there. Another thing you can do, if an 8 guard is particularly in your way and you're a decent combat level, you should be able to kill him just to kind of get closer to the trapdoor. But the easiest option is basically just sort of make them follow you and draw them away from the trapdoor, and then once they're a good distance away from it, you can then quickly head to the trapdoor and climb downstairs. Once you're down there into the basement, there are 2 flaming pits and a lot of zombie monkeys, so make sure you don't turn off protect from melee, and you want to go to the flaming pit in the northeast corner, and you can sort of go right round it so the zombie monkeys don't hurt you anymore. You then want to use your enchanted bar with the pit to make the amulet, and you'll now have the monkey amulet, and then you can use the ball of wool on the unstrung amulet to complete it, and you'll then have the monkey speak amulet. You now have the ability to speak with monkeys, but don't do so yet, as without a gris-gris you will still be thrown into the jail. So once you have the monkey speak amulet made and strung, you then want to climb back up the ladder where the trapdoor was to end up at the top. You will find the monkey guards are being a pain and are in the way of the trapdoor again. You should be able to sort of keep moving out of the way to eventually get them to allow you to pass. Again, if they're particularly annoying, you can soon hopefully kill one in order to get past them. Once you're away from the trapdoor, you want to head back to the tall grass area just outside the jail cell where we were before. And in this time we want to head to the building that is just west of the jail. However, do not head directly into the building, as there's a lot of monkey ninjas inside. What we're most interested in is the little side route which leads to the monkey aunt's house, which there is also a monkey child. So just watch where I'm going if you're not 100% sure. So while you're in the corridor, you'll see the monkey child near the banana trees. Equip your monkey speak amulet so you're able to talk to the monkey child, but you must be wary of the aunt who keeps patrolling the area. So she'll basically keep going outside the garden, back into the house, then she'll come out where the monkey child is again. So what you need to do is kind of talk to him quite quickly, and if she starts getting close, run back to the alleyway where you're safe. So you need to keep speaking to the monkey child until you get the conversation where you're telling him that you are his uncle, and the monkey child will tell you that he's supposed to collect 20 bananas in exchange for a toy. You'll offer to collect the 20 bananas if you can borrow the toy from the monkey. So what you need to do, while obviously being wary of the aunt, you need to collect 5 bananas. Although he has asked for 20, because he's a child, he can't count up to that amount, so you can tell him that 5 bananas aren't 20. Obviously, like I said, be wary of the aunt. If she starts heading back, run back through the corridor so you're safe, and then carry on picking the bananas afterwards. So once it's safe to do so, speak to the child and give him the 5 bananas, obviously telling him that they are 20, and then you'll ask for his toy. You'll take a couple of attempts to speak to him to get it from him. Occasionally he might cry for you, so if he does, wait for him to stop, or you can just log out and log back in. That makes him stop crying, and then talk to him again, and eventually you should be given the monkey talisman. Once you have the monkey talisman in your inventory, teleport back to mobilise an army, and then use your routine, heal yourself and your prayer points, restock up on supplies, and then head back to Ape Atoll using the usual method, and I'll speak to you again there. So once you're back on Ape Atoll, we want to head to the dungeon again to the west, which leads you to the tunnel, which leads you to the gnome mage Zooknok, and then like you did the last time, you want to head all the way through the winding tunnel with protect from melee on to reach Zooknok, so you can give him the monkey talisman and the monkey bones or monkey corpse from Karamja. So So once you make it through the winding tunnel to Zooknok, you want to give the monkey bones or corpse to Zooknok. Make sure you right click so you don't bury the bones by accident, otherwise you will have to go all the way back to Karamja to get another monkey bone or monkey corpse, and again use your talisman on Zooknok as well. Zooknok will enchant the talisman and return it now as a monkey gris-gris, but will warn you that the magic is limited. Like I mentioned right at the beginning of this quest guide as well, if you didn't actually physically collect the monkey bones or monkey corpse from Karamja, you do have the risk of it not being the correct gris-gris, as you could have collected monkey bones from either the zombies or the ninjas or the giant guards. So hopefully you did listen to me and brought the right bones with you. So after the cutscene of the gnomes conspiring together, you then want to return to mobilising armies and do the usual restock method and heal method and return to Ape Atoll Island once you've done this. Once you're back on Ape Atoll, equip your monkey gris-gris and you will turn into a monkey. While in the monkey form, you will not be attacked or hurt by anything on the island, and if you have your monkey amulet speak equipped, you can also communicate with the monkey, so you're pretty much safe now. So that's kind of the annoying part of the quest over. So you want to head north along the valley like you used to do, where you would get attacked by the monkey archers. However, this time in monkey form you won't have arrows shot at you and you'll be able to go through the gates as the monkeys will allow you. What you then want to do is go speak to Garkor, the leader of the gnomes, who is near the temple where King Awowogei is, in the southeast corner of the island. So once you speak to Garkor, he will tell you that he wants you to pretend to be a Karamjan envoy seeking an alliance with the king. Once you've done speaking to him, speak to an elder guard, which is just outside the king's throne room, to seek an audience with the king, and the guard will tell you to go find Kruk, the captain of the guard. Kruk is on the eastern hill next to the town gate, and to get to him you need to head to the very west of the town gate and then climb the hill from the southwest, go to the highest point on that hill, and then you can climb the ladder and walk across the bridge. I won't expect you to obviously remember that, so obviously just watch where I'm going. So we're going to start heading to the very west side of the island. Once you're at the very end of the island, you should be able to then go up the hill, which you then see like a ladder bridge. Climb up the ladder and then head across the bridge and go down the other side, and then you should see a monkey called Kruk, and you want to speak to him. Once you've spoken to Kruk, he will take you to King Awowogei, and you'll then be able to speak to him and offer an alliance. Going through some dialogue, he will then ask you to rescue a monkey from Ardone Zoo. So now you need to head to Ardone. If you have the Lodestone activated for Ardone, you can use the Lodestone network spell to teleport to there. If not, you will need to teleport to mobilising armies to access the bank and then get to Ardone in any other means. Another way you can get there quite quickly is if you go to Karamja and all ports to Rim and use one of the ships there to charter to Ardone, but I'm sure a lot of you will have the Lodestone activated. Once you're at Ardone, you need to head to Ardone Zoo, which is in the most southern part of Ardone, until you get up to the area where the monkeys are in the pen. Once you're outside the monkey pen, wield the gris-gris to turn into a monkey and then speak to the monkey minder, who will put you in the monkey cage thinking you've escaped. Speak to any monkey and offer to help him escape, and the monkey will go in your inventory. You then want to unequip your gris-gris to turn back into a human and speak to the monkey minder, and the monkey minder will let you get back out of the cage, worrying how you got there in the first place. So we must now return to Ape Atoll with the monkey in our backpack, but we're not allowed to teleport or use a seed pod or anything of the sort, otherwise the monkey in the inventory will run off. So basically we've got to run back to the grand tree at the tree gnome stronghold. You can watch where my player's going if you're not 100% sure which direction to head, but like I said, you can't teleport in any way or form or you lose the monkey. It shouldn't take you too long to get there though, and you should still have the energy potions in your inventory, so you can use those to recover your run, so you just run the whole way there. Once you're back in the gnome stronghold, you then want to head to the grand tree and return to Ape Atoll how you done before, so speaking to Dairo, then speaking to Wadar, then speaking to Lumbo, and then you'll be back on Ape Atoll Island. equip the gris-gris to turn back into your monkey form. This won't lose the monkey in your bag, and then you want to head north to the monkey gates and then head back to the temple or throne room where King Awowogei is. Once you're outside King Awowogei's throne room, speak to the Elder Guard to ask for an audience, and he'll allow you to go in and then speak to the king, and the monkey is automatically free from your inventory, and King Awowogei will be pleased and agree with the alliance. Once you're done speaking to him, exit the throne room and speak to Garkor, and a cutscene will take place. So the gnomes, or the traitorous gnomes, have convinced King Awowogei to kill the 10th squad so that King Nano will invade the human kingdom. So he will also tell you that you're all going to basically unite together to fight in the final battle, and it will give you a 10th squad sigil and will tell you to hold on to it until you are ready. As soon as you rub the 10th squad sigil, you'll be teleported to the final battle, so we'll only use it when you are ready. So I'll speak to you about that now. So teleport back to mobilise an army so you can access the bank and restore your health and restore your prayer points, etc. And now we must prepare for the final battle. So you can literally put everything quest related in your bank apart from the 10th squad sigil, as you need this to teleport to the final battle. The reason I ask you to put the gris-gris and the monkey amulet speak in the bank is if you happen to die during the final battle and lose those items, you're going to have to try and repair them all over again, which is going to be an absolute nightmare. So literally the only quest item you want to bring with you is the 10th squad sigil. Obviously, as for the rest of things, I definitely recommend using ranged against the demon that you're going to fight, because melee is completely out of the question, as you'll keep getting hit from melee and magic. Magic is out of the question really, as the demon uses magic anyways. It will basically not do much damage, leaving range as the most feasible option. So you want to use the best range armor you can, the best range weapon and ammunition you can. You will also want to really bring with you any range and defense boosting potions, so like super ranging potion, a super defense potion, even just the one swig of each will help you. Plenty of prayer potions, or about 4 or 5 really, so you can keep using protect from magic the entire battle, and also plenty of food as well, and most importantly a emergency teleport method, just so you don't die out there. So when you're ready, you can rub the sigil from wherever you are and you will be teleported to the final battle, so you don't actually have to go back to Ape Atoll for it to work. What I definitely recommend doing before you do it, even though it will mean losing a few prayer points, but then you will then resist any damage, is put protect from magic on ready before rubbing the sigil, as soon as you appear in the final battle, the demon will start attacking you. And again, if you take a couple of doses of your potions ready as well, then that way you're all set up ready for the battle. So after rubbing the sigil, a little cutscene will take place of a ape arena, and you will teleport along with the 10th squad, and so will a jungle demon, and you'll now have to defeat it. Now the jungle demon should appear away from you, but just make sure you got a good distance away from him so he can't use melee, and that way he should only be using magic on you. You will also see that the 10th squad sigil does help you fight as well, so you're not completely alone with this battle. However, they only do little bits of damage. So your best option here in terms of like abilities and stuff is to be able to use the 50% abilities to do some high hitting damage on him. Also, if you get your adrenaline up to 100%, you will have the really strong range attacks you can do, which will deal quite a lot of damage from him. The main thing of this battle, in order to survive, is keep protect from magic on, keep your defense potion drunk so your defense is as high as possible, and obviously keep healing when necessary. Just don't let your prayer drop so the spell comes undone, and obviously just keep hitting him as much as you can, because like I said, even though the gnomes will fight alongside you as well, they won't actually do that much damage to him in reality, so you are going to be the main person that kills the demon. So as long as you're using range, as long as you're using protect from magic and you've got your defense potions and food, you really shouldn't have any difficulty against this demon. However, obviously if you're a low range level, you will find it's going to take you a while to hit any damage on him, and obviously that will mean you using more resources and potentially more food and stuff, but literally just be patient and keep an eye on your prayer and keep an eye on your stats, and as long as you keep those all high, you really shouldn't have much trouble against the demon at all. Just Be careful not to get in melee range of him, because I know he can move around a little bit, so if he does, just obviously keep away from him, so that way he's only using magic on you. Once a demon is finally defeated, speak to Garkle, who will thank you and congratulate you, and then will then instruct you to talk to Zunok. Speak to him, and Zunok offers to teleport you out of the arena and back into the jungle of Ape Atoll. And once you're back there, just use your ring of dueling straight away to return to mobilising armies, and then you want to return to the gnome stronghold to finish the quest by speaking with the king. So speak with the king and he will congratulate you for what you have done and be very grateful, and it will come up with congratulations, you completed the Monkey Madness quest, you are awarded 3 quest points, 10,000 coins, 3 diamonds, you will be told about being able to do extra training, you will be given 110,000 experience in different combat stats altogether, which I'll speak about in a moment. You'll now have the ability to use and wield the Dragon Scimitar, the ability to create gris-gris to transform into different monkeys, the ability to use the Ape Atoll agility course, access to Ape Atoll, 2 treasure hunter keys and 2 hearts of ice. So once you've had the quest window come up, speak to the king and he'll instruct you to go speak to Dairo. So if we go up the ladder and go speak to Dairo at the bar, he will then tell you that he's going to put you through some training which will develop your skills. So he will offer you a choice to focus 2 of your skills, and these will be the ones that get the higher amount of experience and the others will get the lower. So the choices are Strength and Constitution or Attack and Defense. So if you choose Strength and Constitution, you'll be given 35k experience for Strength and Constitution and 20k for Attack and Defense. On the other hand, if you ask for Attack and Defense to be focused, you'll be given 35,000 experience in both of them and then 20,000 in Strength and Constitution. So it's completely up to you. You either rather have your Strength and Constitution get more experience or your Attack and Defense. I personally would probably go for the Attack and Defense, as obviously higher defense allows you to use more armor, higher attack allows you to use more weapons. So yeah, at long last, quest complete. It's a very long-winded quest, as you will probably realise once you get to this point, but overall it is a very worthwhile quest. The experience alone is really good and that will definitely bump you up quite a few levels. Also, this is the only way you can use Dragon Scimitars and they are actually pretty decent considering, so obviously it's not a massive ask to be able to use those. And overall really the quest isn't really that difficult as long as you're prepared and equipped. This is my 2nd time of doing the quest. The first time was when I started making quest guides quite a few years back, and I know that quest back then I really did have difficulties with because I didn't make sure I was prepared for it, and I remember dying about 3 or 4 times during it. So obviously I've learned my lesson since then, and that is why I'm now able to pass that knowledge on to you guys to help you complete the quest. I do remember as well that my Monkey Madness quest back then was one of my most popular guides, so hopefully it will follow suit with this one, and I do hope you guys will find this useful and helpful in order to complete the quest. So other than the demon, it's not really that difficult, but even so the demon's not that difficult either, as long as you're using range and as long as you've got the Protect from Magic prayer. Obviously if you haven't got the prayers throughout this quest, you are going to find it a lot harder because you'll be using food more constantly, and if you're a low level I really doubt you'll defeat the demon with it, so bear that in mind before starting this quest. If you need to train prayer up for a bit, I would do so. So overall, I don't think you'll get stuck following this guide. However, if you do get stuck at any point at all, leave a comment in the comment section below and I will help you out as best I can. It might not be an immediate response, but I will help you as soon as I see the comment and I'm able to respond to it. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Please make sure you like, favourite, comment, subscribe and share with your friends just to help them get this hard, annoying quest out of the way as well. Thanks guys, bye bye.